calls from viewers like you to hear about your experience with the unexplained, with the bizarre, with extraterrestrials, with ghosts, with interdimensional beings. We want to hear all about it. So we open our phone lines every week as a public service here on Strange Times Indeed with Cliff McCallister. And I, of course, am your host, Cliff McCallister. Look at this, holy moly, right off the top. Big things to celebrate. Butterscotch Bonnet has subscribed here on Twitch for the next 2 months. Butterscotch Bonnet, thank you so much for joining us here on Strange Times Indeed with Cliff McCallister and at Met Comedy Night, where you can find all your improvisational comedy needs. Tonight on the show, it is New Year's Eve. Can you believe it? The tail end of 2020, and what a year it has been. And this is, surprise, surprise, the second to last show, the second to last episode of Strange Times Indeed for the year 2020, because after this show, I'm going to take an hour-long break, and then you can join me on Instagram, on my Instagram account, at Strange Times Indeed, and you can find me there for another special live show to help us count down into the new year. That's right, we're counting down with Cliff tonight on Strange Times Indeed. We're counting into the new year, and you're thinking, whoa, hold on, Cliff. Hold on, put the phone down. I don't know if we can count down to the new year. Why, it's only 9:03. But that's where you're wrong. Because it's not 9:03 everywhere. Oh, no. Tonight, it is also 11:03 in the nation of Paraguay. So tonight, during our 9 o'clock show here on twitch.tv/metcomedynight, and there we go, there's the time right now in Paraguay, 11:04 and 7 seconds. That's going to help us count down to midnight in Paraguay in the year 2021. During our first show of Strange Times Indeed with Cliff McCallister right here on twitch.tv/metcomedynight, and also broadcasting live tonight for a special treat to the Maryland Ensemble Theater's Facebook page. This is a very big news. Normally, the higher-ups, they say, Cliff, we'll give you an hour every week. You can say whatever you want. But your show's a little niche for theater-going viewers. Not everyone wants to hear about the strange and the unexplained. Not everyone wants to hear the truth. But tonight, for New Year's Eve, we invite those of you on Facebook joining us for the first time, and those of you on Twitch joining us for the second, third, fourth, however many times you have joined us on this program. We invite you to join us, and we invite you to call in. Like I said, this is a call-in show. We want to hear about your experiences with the unexplained, but tonight, in addition to that, we're looking to hear about the strangest things you've experienced in the year 2020. Let's look back at this bizarre year, this truly strange year that birthed from its gullet, Strange Times Indeed with Cliff McCallister. So call in, tell me about the strangest thing you've heard this year. Tell the world about the strangest thing you've experienced this year. Maybe you've got hopes and dreams for 2021. Maybe you want to change the world. Maybe you've got some big idea, some crazy idea. People will hear it and they'll go, that'll never happen. They'll never pull that off. But here at Strange Times Indeed with Cliff McCallister, we're ready to believe you. So go ahead and call in with your New Year's resolutions as well. It's going to be a fun night here on Strange Times Indeed with Cliff McCallister. I, of course, your host, Cliff McCallister, the Czar of the Bazaar. It's 11:06 right now in Paraguay. And we're counting down to midnight. We're counting down to the new year. Now, let's get into some breaking stories. Actually, Steven, let's make sure let's go ahead and post the Zoom link in the chat. In case anyone has any calls, we'll have that right there.
Zoom link is coming up.
Oh, hold on. Put my thingy in. Can you say that again, Steven?
I was saying the Zoom link is coming up.
All right, thank you. Thank you for getting that Zoom link out there. For those of you who are joining us for the first time, here on Twitch, here on Facebook. If you're watching on Facebook for the first time, welcome. Boy, do we have a treat for you tonight because it is the last show, the second to last show of 2020. As I just said, we are putting the Zoom link in the chat. When we say we take calls from viewers, we mean it. These aren't pre-screened calls. They aren't pre-planned interviews or bits. We put the Zoom link right out there into the world. So if you want to talk to Cliff McCallister, the czar of the bazaar, if you've got a story to share, there's our open line. Request to join the Zoom call. We would love to hear from you tonight or any Thursday at 9 o'clock. You're on Strange Times Indeed with Cliff McCallister. I'm seeing that is in the link. It is in chat there on Twitch. Even you'll have to keep me posted. I do not have the chat pulled up on Facebook, only on Twitch. So if anything interesting happens there, please let me know.
Oh, you know what? I'll go ahead and let you know. Catherine Veer says hi, Cliff.
Well, hello.
And there
hello,
was
Catherine.
Tracy George said hello to you on
hello.
Facebook.
Hello, Catherine and Tracy. Welcome to the show. Thank you so much for tuning in.
Then I realized the link was only sent to Twitch, so now it's also been sent to Facebook. So people on Facebook can call in tonight too.
Incredible. Facebook.
Why not?
Facebook. If you are just discovering Strange Times Indeed with Cliff McCallister for the first time, we want to hear from you. We want to hear your unexplained experiences, your encounters with the bizarre, aliens, extraterrestrials, cryptids, interdimensional beings, ghosts, specters. Call in and share your story with Cliff McCallister. I also offer dream interpretation on the show. If you've had a troubling dream, can't quite explain, I've got my magical Technicolor dream code on and I'm ready to interpret. Now, of course, tonight is New Year's Eve, so we are talking about the last year, the strangest thing you've experienced in 2020. It doesn't, strange things don't always have to be extraterrestrials. They don't always have to be ghosts. Sometimes human beings act in unexplainable ways. 2020 was a year full of them. We encourage you to call in with those stories, and if you've got some wild resolutions for the new year, call in. We're ready to believe you. Whatever you think you can do in 2021, we've got your back here at Strange Times Indeed with Cliff McCallister. Now let's get into some breaking news off the top tonight. This is big news. Big news out of Washington, D.C., our nation's capital, where just this past week, the President of the United States signed the latest COVID relief bill into action. And in this bill, not included in the overall text, but almost included as a sticky note, attached by the head of the Senate Intelligence Committee, Marco Rubio, this little sticky note has given a request to the Pentagon, making the request that in the next 180 days since this bill was signed, in 180 days from the signing of this bill, the Pentagon is to disclose what it knows about unexplained aerial phenomenon, which is the big Washington term for unidentified flying objects. You see, the Defense Department, and this is why I'm a little concerned, I'll be honest with you, I'll be frank. We don't know what kind of technology extraterrestrials have, but obviously they have better technology than us, and that is why they are here today. That is why they monitor our skies from above. That's why they watch us 24/7, peeking in on our planet and seeing what we're up to. Now, that doesn't mean they are inherently violent. Perhaps they are just studying us. Perhaps there's a galactic federation set up from above in the stars that has come down to observe us. You asked the former head of the Israeli space defense program. He made an announcement. He is releasing a book, and in an interview just this past month, confirmed that there is a galactic federation that has made contact with the human race just so that they can study us and set up some deals of mutual agreement. But if we've got the Defense Department disclosing what they know about extraterrestrials, about unidentified flying objects, they're looking at it from a defense standpoint, a standpoint that is ultimately looking for a fight. And these are advanced beings. If they do not, even if they have the technology to wipe us off the face of the planet, it's entirely possible that these beings are capable of just simply blowing our heads up, Scanners style, baby. We don't know what's going to happen if we should provoke them in any way. So we need to be looking to reach these extraterrestrial beings through peaceful means. And one of the peaceful means that this can be accomplished is through the close encounters of the fifth kind theory, a theory that supposes that through highly advanced meditation techniques, we human beings, terrestrials, can contact extraterrestrials and have peaceful interactions with them telepathically. You may think, you may be sounding off in the chat. If you're viewing on Facebook, you might be typing in something right now that says, "This is madness. This sounds like the ravings of a lunatic." But let me tell you, Demi Lovato herself has had a close encounter of the fifth kind. That's right, pop star Demi Lovato. These are all stories that we have explained, that we have been telling all year on Strange Times Indeed with Cliff McCallister. Here in 2020, so many incredible things have happened, have brought us so close to disclosure, and here we are, talking about it live on the air, wrapping up the wild and bizarre year that was 2020. Steven, do you remember this news story? The Demi Lovato story?
I do. Did we ask Demi to come on the show?
Yes. That was the first guest to completely ghost this program. Everyone else that we have asked to come on and speak with us over the past year, whether it be Daniel Valentin Morales or Matt Lee or Forest Ranger Steve.
3 very big names.
Yes. We've sent requests to them. They said, yes, I would love to come on your program. I sent a glowing message to Demi Lovato. I said, "Demi, I don't know if you'll read this, but what's wrong with being confident?" And there you go. You start by quoting her song. That sets you up as a fan. She knows you're not there to make fun of her. You say, "I saw your post on Instagram about the UFOs, about contacting these extraterrestrials. And I would love to speak with you on the show about this. We want to hear your experience." And never replies. Doesn't even leave me on red. And then he's up on Kesha's podcast. Yes, Carly, I believe you're a big Kesha fan. Can you tell the people about this podcast? Because I have not talked about it on the show because it seems to be our direct competition.
Yes, in fact, it is the exact same podcast. I haven't listened. Here for Cliff.
You're a true fan. Kesha, but you're one of our only fans.
Yeah, it's like basically the same show. She called Kesha and the Creep. Talks about aliens, ghosts, and has people on to tell their story. Oh.
I am seeing a comment from our viewer over on Twitch. Clark Cunt says that Kesha had sex with a ghost.
Did.
Do you know this story, Carly? Or
I don't know details. That's about the extent I remember.
If you know more, Clark Cunt, if you know more about Kesha having sex with a ghost, you're welcome to call into the program tonight if you feel comfortable. So far, here's what we know about Kesha having sex with a ghost. We know that it happened. And Carly is a big fan of Kesha, so of course she would know. She would be able to confirm that this happened, but she does not have the dirty details.
I've got an idea.
What's your idea?
Invite Kesha to come on the show, telling the dirty details of having sex with a ghost. And while Kesha's on, maybe Demi Lovato will be recording another podcast with Kesha, and we get Demi as well at the same time.
We don't need Demi.
No?
We just need Kesha.
True Kesha fan all the way right here.
I don't know. Kesha has had sex with a ghost, and that's one side of the paranormal spectrum. And Demi Lovato has made peaceful contact with extraterrestrials. That's right on the other side.
I would assume Kesha's done the same, though.
You do?
I would assume.
You would assume.
Right, so having sex is peaceful.
No, I mean, I would assume that Kesha
instead of hostile
has been with, has talked with an alien.
When you say you assume that Kesha has been with an alien, do you mean that in a biblical sense or a modern day one?
Say.
I guess Kesha's the one to say. Kesha, if you're watching our show tonight, the Zoom link is in the chat, and we encourage you to call in. 2020 was a weird year, and we both started these shows. I started mine a couple months earlier. And you are encouraged to call in and tell us about it, not if you're doing it right.
We do have a comment that's just come in over Facebook, Cliff.
Yes, what are they saying?
Tracy George, I have a great idea for an escape room. Escape from 2020.
Oh,
Nice.
now that could be interesting.
That could go into the theme park.
That could. It would be a time machine.
Yes.
Stephen and I have discussed this at length. Here, let's get into it. I mean, it's the year 2020. It's the very end of the year. We are counting down to New Year's in Paraguay, where it's currently 11/17. And so let's make some resolutions. Let's talk about the future of this program. The Strange Times Indeed with Cliff McCallister. I don't know about you, Stephen. I've been having the time of my life doing this show.
Yahoo!
It's been great. So much truth has come to the table through this show. And I feel like when you say having a escape room 2020, that's a time machine. The origin of Cliff McCallister is within this escape room. It has to be.
Oh, absolutely. Which
The
also points to
inescapable
the origins of the monoliths, those mysterious monoliths that popped up a few months ago. On this very show, we produced a program that was so riddled with glitches, it opened up blank spaces in the space-time continuum and brought these monoliths into the world. It was really a mistake on our part, and we apologize for that. When you see those headlines, it's where did those monoliths come from? It came from Strange Times Indeed with Cliff McCallister. Get in the comments of those articles. Post it. Let the people know. Praying about Kesha's encounter with a
Praying is the name of a song.
Praying? Oh, yikes. I thought it was about her former manager, who I would name drop as a terrible person if I remembered his name, but he's not a man worth remembering.
No,
That's
we
for
don't need to
certain.
remember him.
Trash. Some men are trash. Trash.
Trash.
Let's get some trash in the comments for Kesha's former manager. Kesha, you come on our program. You tell us about your strange encounters. You tell us about anything in the world. We'll stand right behind you. Now, as I was saying, 2020, we're going into 2021. Let's make some resolutions.
Butterscotch
we
Bonnet
go.
is killing
Some
it with that trash.
Up in the,
Yeah.
Thank you, Butterscotch Bonnet, tonight's new subscriber.
Bless you, Butterscotch.
Bless. Here's what I want to talk about. We're getting into 2021. Let's make some resolutions. I can't get people in the show to call in about their own resolutions. If they don't know mine, they got to know where we stand. They got to know we're all on equal footing here. They're not the only ones making resolutions for the new year. We are in 2020, and it's going to be over in a few short hours. Thank God. Hello. So we are coming up right on the end of the program, on the end of the year. But Strange Times Indeed isn't going anywhere. Strange Times Indeed is here to stay. Strange Times Indeed is going to last not only through 2021, but 2022, 2023, until I die or the Earth dies, whichever happens first. At this rate, it could really be either. I like to think I can outlast this planet, so we're going to keep this show going to see if we can pull that off. So that's our first resolution, to live longer than the planet Earth. I'm not saying live forever. But outlive the Earth, I think that's very accomplishable. The last man alive. Finally, with all my books, with all the books that our viewers have sent in of strange and unexplainable things, it'll all be mine at last. In whatever year that I outlive the Earth, I'll be sitting there with all the time in the world. No more obligations, just books about unexplained things that no longer exist because the rest of the world has been destroyed. And I'll have all this time to read them, as long as I don't sit on my glasses at the last moment. So that's our first resolution. Going into the new year, so many things that we want to do. We want to bring Strange Times Indeed out into the world. Here we have been broadcasting from an undisclosed location just outside of Frederick here. Nice in our nice log cabin, where we broadcast every week. They're not going to find us out here, that's for sure. But in 2021, we want to get out of this log cabin. We want to get into the world. Let's do some remote segments. Let's do some mini documentaries. let's go to the Chesapeake Bay and rent a boat and look for Chessie, the Chesapeake Bay monster. There are people all over the region of Maryland closest to the bay. It's probably 3 different regions. It's so much of the state that they are full to the brim with Chessie stories, and they have not told them to anyone. They've yet to call in to the show. So let's go out and find them. We're going to do that 2021. Who knows what other local cryptids, what other lore we can explore here on this program in special episodes and remote segments. All little areas in the world that we can check out. If you have an oddity shop somewhere in Maryland, give us a call. We'll do a segment there. Show us the bizarre things. We want to tell the world. We want to get out into the world, even if we still have to wear a mask. That's not a problem for Cliff McCallister. I got some strong lungs. I'm not some weak-lunged person in their 40s who's never put a piece of cloth in front of their mouths their entire life. Yes.
We have a comment that has come in from Facebook by
It
Amber
said,
George
I ain't
Wright.
got no weak lungs.
No, not about the weak lungs. No, it says, shoot Cliff into the stars.
Yes, that is what I'm talking about. These are some good plans. Shoot Cliff into the stars. If we get, who knows, perhaps in 2021, maybe 2022, we'll get so big we can run a Kickstarter or something to shoot Cliff into the stars. We'll get on one of those zero gravity planes. Or, hey, if we're running a whole Kickstarter for it, let's just get on one of them SpaceX things. If there's a company better than whatever Elon Musk is running, and I don't necessarily mean better as in they have better technology, I just mean better in an ethical sense, we'll fly them. Even if their flight is a little worse, I think that's only fitting for this program. Here's some information
Fly coach, not first class.
Exactly. We don't need the extravagance here on Strange Times Indeed with Cliff McCallister. We don't need to build a Disney World. Perhaps one day we'll build our own little roadside attraction right off the Golden Mile with mini golf and a studio where we film the show every week. I mean, this studio is great, don't get me wrong, but we could go even bigger, I'm sure. Perhaps have live audience members when we broadcast it out. Imagine it. And an oddities museum, all sorts of strange things. We'll have the original mug from the show on display. This mug made by a viewer, Katie Radigan, gave this to us. You can look at her pottery. You can purchase some at wildthingpottery.com. Look at this mug. I will never get over how wonderful this is. Star of the Bizarre, that's me, Cliff McCallister. This handcrafted details, the UFOs, the extraterrestrial right there on the lid. You can kind of see it right there. A little surprised when you take a sip. It's strange. What an incredible treat. These are just the beginnings of our fan base here on Strange Times Indeed with Cliff McCallister. We would not be anything without our viewers. We would not be anything without the people who call in every couple of weeks and tell us about what they've witnessed. After all, it's the point of the show. We're here as a public service, so folks can call in and share their unexplained encounters. We got this mug. Here's another thing we've got. This incredible hat from the Purper family. There it is, a UFO right on the front, and on the back, Strange Times Indeed. I gave this hat, I'm not much of a hat guy, but I gave this hat to our producer, Kevin Cole. He wears it around town every day. This is free publicity. There's incredible stuff there. And this, you'll see all sorts of this at the Strange Times Indeed Oddities Emporium off the Golden Mile at some point in the near future. Look at this. Uranium Glass, a gift to the show from the Cole family. This is glass infused with uranium. If we had a black light, we could show you. You hit it with the black light and it glows. The uranium in there glows. An incredible antique. You can't buy uranium glass anymore unless you're at an antique store. So we got that. We got some Christmas candies for later. Great. That's just a glimpse at the wonderful future of Strange Times Indeed with Cliff McCallister. Who knows what 2021 will yield? We had some incredible guests. The last 3 episodes of the show. Pre-booked guests. We tried to get Demi Lovato in 2020, but 2020 was tough for some people. 2021, though, Demi, don't let us down. Don't keep ghosting us. Don't go to Kesha every week, all right? You've got other fans out there who aren't already rich. So call on into Strange Times Indeed with Cliff McCallister, Demi Lovato. I'm sure we could use that Demi bump. All right, here we go. Let's get into the chat and see what people are saying. We've got a comment from Wafuquin Guni. Snallygaster, a local cryptid. We explored it during our summer comedy extravaganza episode of the show. We got into the history of the Snallygaster, but I do think it would make an incredible documentary to go around, Frederick, to explore this land, to find out the lore of this creature, put it all together as a Strange Times Indeed special presentation. Speaking of 2021 resolutions, how can I make my dog a cryptid? Well, that's a very tough thing to do since it already exists in this physical space as a dog. But I do believe there are certain rituals that can be done to change the metaphysical makeup of this being. It might not be a what people consider to be a textbook creature, but you could convert your dog into an interdimensional being. And in and of itself, a dog that's an interdimensional being is pretty much a cryptid. So I think we should look into some occult rituals and see what we can do to bring your dog into a higher force, a higher power. Make it a more fully realized life form, capable of using 100% of its brain, of going through walls, of perhaps seeing the dead, or being able to speak with trees, all sorts of bizarre things that dogs don't typically do. If you use the right rituals, you can upgrade your dog to this interdimensional status and thusly the status of a cryptid. I think it's very possible. We'll get into that on the show, I'm sure, in the future. We gotta research those rituals. We don't want to give you some phony baloney rituals here on Strange Times Indeed with Cliff McCallister. No, it's only the truth on this show. We take calls from people, we blast their truth out in the world, and we're only going to put our truth out in the world too. We're not giving you phony baloney occult rituals to turn your dog into an ethereal being. We're doing the research. We're saying we're going to take the time. We're going to look into this. Because if we give you the wrong ritual, you could inadvertently, because you think we're making stuff up on this show, we make up some ritual. You think we could inadvertently open up a rift to hell. So it's important that we do the research. That's why people come to Strange Times Indeed with Cliff McCallister. Are cryptids born or made? This will dictate my 2021 resolutions. Well, as I was just saying, cryptids are, in fact, they, for the most part, are born. Most cryptids that you are familiar with, it is believed that the Mothman, that Bigfoot, Sasquatch, Yetis, the Loveland Frogman, the Flatwoods Monster, they're all born, but not all of them. Not only could your dog be engineered to be a higher being and a cryptid in and of itself, but the Chupacabra itself, the Puerto Rican cryptid, the Chupacabra, is believed by some to be the result of government testing in that country, trying to devise a cloaked and vicious creature, a sort of bioweapon that, as some believe, escaped from a facility, got out. Now, this was a creature that was obviously engineered, but once it became introduced into the wild, once it escaped captivity, it can be nothing but a cryptid. It has not been caught, it has not been proven to exist, but rest assured the chupacabras are out there. Goats are found year after year drained of their blood. To think that there's no such thing as a chupacabra, it's absolute madness. Our own intern on the show, Spengler, our three-legged cat, he's not up here right now because he gets a little fussy around this time. He himself, there he is on screen, a survivor of a chupacabra attack. That's why he's only got 3 of the legs. You can see his little nub right there. Steven, can we get the red circle up? Is that an option? I know some things reset since the last show, but it's always good to have a red circle to point out the strange thing. You can get that red circle there. But if not, if it's too much of a problem, there it is. Oh, okay. Let's move that over a little bit. Here we go. Let's move that right over there. Whoa. There it is. And maybe tighten it in a little bit. Tighten it in there. Yes. Oh, okay. And then move it just a little bit more. Great. Right there. There it is. The missing leg. Our Chupacabra attack survivor, Spangler, and intern on the show. Usually very helpful, but sometimes a little fussy during the program. And we figured, well, this is the big show. We're broadcasting to Twitch and Facebook. Let's let him have a little break. Let's give him dinner early. It's a holiday after all. It's New Year's Eve. It's New Year's Eve, and we are counting down with Cliff McCallister. So we put the cat downstairs early. We gave him an early dinner. He's resting, belly full of kibbles, having the time of his life. And tonight, we are counting down to New Year's, to the year 2020 in Paraguay. Steven, let's get the clock up. Let's take a look right now in Paraguay. It is 11:32 and 56 seconds. Now, of course, you were probably thinking, Cliff, we can't count down to midnight. This is an hour-long show that starts at 9 o'clock. That's why we're counting down to Paraguay's. It's 2021 in half the world already. So let's get into it. We're going to get into counting down at the end of this show. Get you right all set for 2021. But if you're saying, I got to stay up till midnight, I don't want to take a risk. This was 2020 after all. Let's not celebrate too early. Well, join me on my Instagram page at Strange Times Indeed on Instagram at 11 o'clock, perhaps 11:05 or so. We're going to be going live again. I'm going to take an hour-long break, and then we're going to come back on Instagram Live, where we started this program in mid-May, where this show was birthed on Instagram Live. We're going right back there to close out the year, to bring us into 2021. So join me there. We're going to have an extra special episode, an extra special countdown with Cliff. You're on Strange Times Indeed with Cliff McCallister. We'll be opening the phone lines right after this quick break. For the Strange Times Indeed, I'm Cliff McCallister, the Czar of the Bizarre. Don't change that channel. Press rules. Life inside during the pandemic getting you down? Worried that there's nothing you can do to pass the time? No laughs left to be had? All gone crazy? Well, bam! Guess what? Met Comedy Night is coming to Twitch. Heck, it's there right now, and you can join us every week with shows from the Comedy Pigs, Oh Crit, Strange Times Indeed, Over the Hump, and more. That's right, follow us on twitch.tv/MetComedyNight for all the laughter you need. Oh God, I don't think I can do this anymore. He's biting my butt. He's biting my, oh God, that's my hand. Oh my gosh, just kill me now. To Strange Times Indeed with Cliff McCallister. I, of course, your host, Cliff McCallister, the Czar of the Bizarre. You just watched a commercial break here for the Maryland Ensemble Theater, where they are doing twitch.tv/MetComedyNight right here while you're watching, unless you're watching on Facebook. But for our special fans here, we do this show every Thursday at 9 on twitch.tv/MetComedyNight, and this is where we live every Thursday. But on twitch.tv/MetComedyNight, they've got the Comedy Pigs doing improv. They've got Oh Crit doing improv. You can see all these wonderful and fun shows right here on Twitch. We encourage you to watch that. And there are more productions coming up from the Maryland Ensemble Theater. Of course, every episode, every show of Strange Times Indeed with Cliff McCallister is dedicated to the Maryland Ensemble Theater because they're the only theater with the guts to put us on the air. We thank them every week. They just put out this great email blast recapping everything they've done this year. They've done a whole slew of episodes, an episodic main stage production called Victory is Within Our Grasp, sharing historic monologues from the women's suffrage movement, then a live stream production of The Tempest with 3 or 4 cameras and 8 or 9 television sets. One man live in the theater and a full orchestra of pre-recorded human beings around him, and it's truly incredible theater to behold. And then A Christmas Carol, the audio experience released for the holiday season. What an incredible season of surprises they have been having on. Pretty much all these things are still accessible. The Tempest will be up soon, available to stream, and that's just the beginning. We're only halfway through the season of surprises, because it's not quite safe yet. Even if the vaccines are coming, even if they tell you the vaccines are here, one, they're coming a little slow in Maryland, let's be honest, and two, it's a little slow. It's gonna take a little while for them to get here. So we're gonna be keeping on with our season of surprises, some safe digital programming through probably into the summer, but I'm not qualified to make those kind of announcements. I'm just estimating based on the current realities of things. But hey, we always encourage people, don't just think, there are rumors going around. This vaccine, what's in it? Are there microchips? No. We're not here to spread that kind of propaganda. This isn't one of those shows. Let's get that out of the way right off the bat. We're not here encouraging you to skip a vaccine because we think there's a little microchip in it. There aren't microchips in the vaccines. Look at them. It's a liquid. When you get there to the doctor, if you're really worried about the vaccines, you're really worried about finding microchips in the vaccines, just go on. When you get to your vaccination place, say to your doctor, can I get a look at that? They have to let you look at it by law. By law, they have to let you look at it. I just want to make sure there aren't any microchips in it. And take a good look. It's a liquid. You'll see it'll go right through. And those things, the way that the glass is, it's warped in just a little way. If there's anything in there, you'll see it. You'll see the microchip. They don't make microchips that small. Now, of course, you've got, if you're worried if you say, oh, but they'll judge me for checking for the microchip. One, you don't need to check it. It's not going to be there. There's no microchips in the vaccine. Get vaccinated. But if you're really worried, just say, I want to make sure the bubbles are gone. You don't want to get bubbles in your shots. Just say, I got to make sure the bubbles are gone. They'll say, oh, yes, of course. There you go. See, no bubbles. And you can get a good look at the vaccine. Now, it doesn't have any microchips in it, but what it does have, what these vaccines are chock full of, and this was confirmed by one of our current president's trusted spiritual advisors, that these vaccines are filled, chock to the brim, with extraterrestrial DNA, which can only be a plus. Let's be honest. These extraterrestrials are advanced species capable of telepathic communication. Why wouldn't you want a little extraterrestrial DNA? So get that COVID vaccine as soon as it comes in. Upgrade to the evolutionary level above human. Come on, my friends, my viewers. Now, the Maryland Ensemble Theater, they recapped everything they did this past year. Lovely news. And I don't know how this got into my email box. Maybe it got sent to the wrong person. There's this email from an anonymous source, makes its way to my news box. It's a reply to this newsletter. And I don't have a name for this person, but let's call her Camille. It says, other theaters have opened, ? Time to open, guys, and move on. Well, Camille, let's clear the air here. After all, it's the end of 2020. Let's get real, Camille. Let's get real, Camille. Other theaters have opened. I don't know about you, Camille. I mean, there are other theaters doing some things, and that's for sure. But let's not say they aren't. There are definitely other theaters producing, just as we at the Maryland Ensemble Theater have been producing. But Camille, of the 8 theaters in downtown Frederick, Maryland, only one is currently producing for a live audience. Think of that what you will. But only one of 8. Theaters, plural? I don't think so. But here's the thing for you. Open up already? Open up already, Camille? We've been open this whole damn year. Ever since the start of 2020 all the way through the end, Maryland Ensemble Theater has not stopped producing. And if you were smart enough to read the email you got, you would see the work that they have been putting out from the start, live in person, to producing throughout the pandemic in ways that are safe for audiences and safe for their artists. Because the theater, like it or not, Camille, the theater is not about you. It's not about you sitting in that little chair watching them in front of you going, dance, monkey, dance. It's not about that, Camille. It's not that experience. For some people, theater is a community. It's a family. People who care about each other and want to keep each other safe. And we care about our audiences at the Maryland Ensemble Theater. We care about our artists. So we are going to continue to produce theater in the safest means possible. And if you don't like it, you can get over it, Camille. Get over it. Unsubscribe from the newsletter. We don't need you. How's that? How's that? Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. In fact, let's get in the chat. If you're watching along, comment, "You're trash, Camille." Go ahead and put that in. Let's throw Camille in the trash, because here's the thing, Camille. I know you're your type. You're the type of person who thinks that your support, you brag, you boast about how much you support small businesses. But the first time, Camille, every time you enter a store and you're asked to put a little hand sanitizer on your hands to support this small business, to support your common man, you just throw a little fit. You act like a little 4-year-old, Camille. Oh, no, I'm not going to touch anything. I won't touch anything. Well, Camille, let me tell you what. You walk into a small business that you're trying to support with no intention of touching anything, well, then you have no intention of buying anything, Camille. And I think that means you're in this place solely to spread germs, to spread your diseased breath and your nasty hands all over the town. Now, is that supporting a small business? I don't think so, Camille. So let me tell you, 2020 could have been an absolutely tolerable year were it not for the Camilles of this world, who just had to make this whole thing about themselves, who could not see beyond their own, oh, but my hands will get dry. Get over it. Theater's a little different this year. It'll come back. But it's coming back without you, Camille, like it or not. Ah! Trash in our midst. Camille. Here's the thing, we speak the truth here on Strange Times Indeed with Cliff Mack. We preach it out to the people, and some people don't want to hear the truth. And that's why we dedicate this show to the Maryland Ensemble Theater. The only theater with the guts to put us on the air, to put this important program out into the world where the people can see it and hear the truth. Get vaccinated, friends. Now, of course, we're counting down to the new year. New Year's Eve. We're counting down to the new year here on Strange Times Indeed with Cliff McCallister. We are ending 2020. You might think, well, Cliff, this is an hour-long show. It started at 9 o'clock. It's not going to be midnight. It's not going to be midnight in time. Well, let me tell you something. We are counting down tonight to midnight in Paraguay. There it is. It is currently 11:34. Is that correct? I've got 11:45 on my time.
It is not correct. That's correct.
Wonderful, wonderful. The feed has updated. It's 11:45. We're 15 minutes from New Year's in Paraguay 2020.
11:46.
It is just 14 minutes away. That incredibly thrilling information. We are so close to reaching the new year. And you might think, but I don't live in Paraguay. That doesn't really do it for me, Cliff. I can't just celebrate early. Well, guess what? You're going to celebrate twice tonight. We've got 2 happy endings for you tonight on Strange Times Indeed with Cliff McCallister. 2 incredible countdowns. We're counting down with Cliff tonight. Tonight, we are going from 2020 to 2021 here on twitch.tv/MetComedyNight and Facebook for one of the rare special Facebook shows. We are going into from 2020 to 2021 in Paraguay right before your local time should hit about 10 o'clock. I'm going to give myself a little break. I've got to drink some water between these shows. Because at 11 o'clock, or 11:05 more accurately, I will be going live on Instagram Live for an extra special countdown with Cliff. We're going to bring it into the new year in our own time zone. But of course, we care about the people who work on this show. And you know, they already get time and a half for work in the holiday. But Steven, we're not going to make it work till midnight. You know? I get it. You want to kiss that little honey who's over there with you tonight.
Well, actually, a friend of ours has told Harley to give me a kiss from him at midnight, so I think I might be kissing Rich Del Grande at midnight through Carly.
Well, Rich Del Grande is a handsome man. I think anybody would be honored to get a kiss from him at midnight, even if he's got a special someone to kiss already.
I would feel
this
honored.
This is a great surrogate kiss.
But who do I kiss?
I hope his wife is kissing him and he's kissing me through his wife.
If I'm Rich Del Grande, who do I kiss?
You might be kissing.
Well, let me
know
his wife.
I'm alone.
Let me make a suggestion to you. If you start your kiss at 11:59 and 55 seconds.
Okay.
Make it a big kiss. Make it a big old passionate sloppy kiss. And carry that kiss from 2020 into 2021. That's a year-long kiss right there. A year-long kiss, 2020 to 2021. And you will have been the first to kiss Steven if you initiate the kiss before 2021. But once 2021, when you break that seal for the first time, then give him an extra little kiss, and that one's from Rich.
Good old Rich.
Oh no. I'll think about it.
All right.
Thinking about it.
So we've got 10 minutes left in the program. We're in awfully close. The countdown in Paraguay. Let's go ahead and put the Zoom link up in the chat. If you had a story less than 10 minutes, if you've experienced something you can't quite explain, give us a call. We want to hear about it here on Strange Times Indeed with Cliff McCallister. If you've had a bizarre experience in the year 2020, I mean, we'll take your call next year, of course, but this could be your last chance to share your bizarre experience in the bizarre year of 2020. Why not close off your year by telling the truth about what you've witnessed? It might not be something you feel comfortable sharing. It might be a strange and bizarre account. This is a safe place to share. We won't mock you here. Do you think we would invite Demi Lovato on the show if we were to be mean-spirited and mock her? No. She's been through enough. We want to hear about her experience with extraterrestrials. I know we're no Kesha, but we'll get there. We'll get there. We've already made our resolutions earlier in the program. You go to the Met Comedy Night YouTube channel, you can see our past programs. And if you're watching this now, keep an eye out there soon.
Cliff?
Yes?
Well, if no one's going to call in, I have a dream.
You have a dream? Well, let's go ahead. We do dream interpretation on this show. It's another special skill set that I have. And of course, we're ending 2020, going into 2021. Dreams are often prophetic. It would be good to know what's coming up. We've got 10 minutes before New Year's in Paraguay. So, Carly, tell us about this dream.
All right. So this dream is from 2017, but I think it will relate to the year 2021.
All right.
I'll get into that in a minute. I have a code on top of my dream, feeling the overall aura of the dream that you get to feel before we read it. It felt mysterious and eerie. That was the tone of the dream.
All right.
I was a part of some sort of test or a mission. Kind of spooky, like Saw. But not quite. I was in a school or a warehouse, and there was 3 of us. I don't know who I was with, but there were 3 people. We had to choose characters to be for them, and one of us had to be the girl. Everyone was somewhat hesitant to choose this character, so I think it was a dangerous role. Once roles were chosen, we were transported to a field in a third world country, and we were all wearing old clothes and headscarves. Then we were walking through the very tall grass, and we stopped when we got to a clearing where there were bloody bull footprints. We knew it was time for the running of the bull. Then these men brought out a giant bull, poured gasoline all over it, and set it on fire. The bull charged towards us. We then dodged the bull and had to chase after it. Then I woke up. The year 2021 is the year of the bull.
Really? That's a confirmed fact? 2021?
Yes. Well, technically the year of the ox, but they're the same animal.
So that is a connection. I think that absolutely explains why this dream that you had in what, 2017 you said?
Yes.
Is relevant nearly 4 years later.
I mean,
Because
I haven't read it since 2017. It's like I was meant to read it.
To alert us. Thank goodness
us.
your subconscious or a higher power let you in on this little secret. The year of the bull is upon us. And what you witnessed in your dream, a prophecy. Picking out roles, selecting perhaps who will be for the rest of our lives in 2020, something that defines us. And now, in 2021, we will be faced with a great foe. Perhaps not a foe that we can win by means of violence. This is an advanced beast, a nightmarish creature capable of surviving being set on fire and coming after us. And whether that may be the rising tides of fascism or a dark and powerful entity that has been foretold and warned to us by increased sightings at Chicago's O'Hare International Airport of the Mothman, a harbinger of bad times. It's very possible. Especially, Steven, you remember when we unleashed the monoliths into the world? When we opened that interdimensional rift in that incredible glitchy show a couple weeks ago?
Yes, 2 different time zones of the experience of the truth went out that night.
I am getting concerned about 2021.
Yeah.
The year of the bull. The year of this giant flaming bull that presented bloody and on fire. Something is coming to O'Hare. We've opened this interdimensional rift. This is an illustration.
I'm also a Taurus.
You had a dream so prophetic. So you said you're a tourist.
I'm a Taurus, which is a bull. That's my zodiac sign.
Gotcha.
Taurus.
Oh, okay.
So, but you don't think?
So I don't know.
What about being
I
soaked
think
in
this means
gasoline
this is
and
your
lit on
year.
fire?
This is
You
your
think?
year. 2021 is your year. The year of Carly Cole.
Yeah, on fire, baby.
Woo!
Yes.
Can't put it out.
This is better than Coney 2012. This is your year. Carly 2021.
Coney 2012 happened on my birthday.
Coney 2012 not only happened on your birthday, but look at the numbers. Look at the numbers, how they line up. Coney 2012. Here we are, Carly 2021.
One.
Presenting the exact opposite powers and psychedelic effects of Coney 2012. You could be the flaming bull. You could be the great and powerful flaming bull. After all, you did not say, you caught a sense, you said, that the girl was a dangerous role, but you did not say that you were the girl. You did not say in the dream which role you were.
No, I didn't know, I don't.
Sounds to me like you were the bull.
Yes.
Even have fun kissing that wild bull tonight. Carly, thank you for sharing that dream with us here on the program. Always a thrill to interpret dreams. Always a thrill. We are winding out. We are getting pretty dang close to New Year's in Paraguay. It's almost 2021. The Paraguayan time zone. We are at 11:56 and 45 seconds. That's 3 minutes and 10 seconds to go. We've got a special countdown coming up right here on Strange Times Indeed with Cliff McCallister. That squeak just woke up my dog. That's the squeak of a raging bull. There it is again. Wild and wonderful, like West Virginia. We are counting down. We've got just about 3 minutes to the new year. Let's take a look at this. I want to show you guys something in our studio here. Let's get a look-see. There it is. We've got our own countdown clock coming up right here on the program. This 2021. It's not really a ball drop. Oh my goodness. There it is. We're going to suck that little man into 2021. Coming up in just a few minutes here on Strange Times Indeed with Cliff McCallister. I, of course, am your host, Cliff McCallister, the Czar of the Bizarre. If you're just tuning in, well, there's no time to call now. You missed your moment. You missed your mark for the first of the last two shows of 2012. Of 2020. Sorry, the camera did not clip back on the computer the right way. And so I'm getting fussy about it. Because we want to end the show on the right note. And so as an important program, this is the first of 2 episodes of Strange Times Indeed with Cliff McCallister that you can view tonight. You're saying, oh my goodness, it's 11:58 right here in Paraguay. But I'm not in Paraguay. I'm watching this from Frederick, Maryland. I'm watching this from the East Coast. Well, you can follow me on Instagram at Strange Times Indeed. There at 11:05. I'm going to go live. We're going to do another hour-long show, bringing us in to the new year right here in our own time zone, in our own reality. We go. We are itching away. We are almost there, my friends, my good friends. We are just about 1 minute away from the year 2020. We are counting down on Strange Times Indeed with Cliff McCallister. We're going to be wrapping up the show right after this. We want to thank everybody who's been tuning in this year. My goodness, 2020, the year that would not end, has finally ended. The year that has brought Cliff McCallister into the reality. This notification, Steven, I can't see the clock. I can't. Oh my goodness. We will thank that person for following. 30 seconds. Get ready to bring up the animation, Steven. Here we go. 25 seconds. All right. Here we are. 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Happy New Year, Paraguay! Paraguay, you made it. You made it through 2020. Paraguay, you survived the year. And shortly, we've only got 2 hours left here on the East Coast. Pop that champagne, Paraguay, because you did it. It's now 2021 there, and that year, the cursed year of 2020, is finally over. Cool. We're going to take a break in 1 hour. We're going to come back on Instagram. So follow me at Strange Times Indeed on Instagram if you want to count down in your own time zone, presuming your time zone is the East Coast. I'll be going on at 11 o'clock. I want to give a big thank you tonight. It's our last show on Twitch. For the year 2020, and what a year it has been. It would not be a year if we did not thank Stephen Craig, our devout technical director here on the show. He makes it look so pretty. He brings in the Zoom calls. Do you think we could pull off this countdown? This Zoom up? If it were me pushing the buttons? God, no. That's why we've got Steven here. Steven, thank you so much. You need to plug this alcohol. Is this something
it's got your name on it, Cliff. It's got your name
Cliff.
on it, Cliff. Come on, Cliff.
I'm so touched.
Happy New Year, Cliff. Happy Paraguay New Year to you.
Hey, Happy New Year to you, Steven and Carly. 2020, of course, the year that birthed Cliff McCallister. We want to thank the Maryland Ensemble Theater, who has the guts to put us on the air every week here on twitch.tv/MetComedyNight. We want to thank the Purper family, this incredible hat they gave us over the holidays. Look at that. There it is, a Strange Times Indeed, right on the back. What a gift. We get to wear that around town every day. We've got to thank the Cole family for sending in this uranium glass for the holidays. This will soon, one day, when we have the big studio. This isn't the big studio, which is more like a 5-year resolution, maybe a 10-year, probably a 10-year. Is part of that set. We're gonna have a whole thing of uranium glass, and here's the first piece right here. It's already got some Christmas candy. You'll see that on a nice display. When we're not broadcasting live, contained in a beautiful glass case, you can see the very first Strange Times Indeed commemorative mug made for me by Katie Radigan of Wild Thing Pottery. Well, thank you so much for this mug you made us in 2020, Katie. We want to thank Simon, who you see these little cliffs on the side of the screen. We were doing this show on Instagram just a month. It was June. We'd have been doing it for 2 or 3 episodes. And Simon, who does this illustration of Cliff McCallister, the Czar of the Bizarre, that's me, a cornerstone of our programming and everything, just to have that little illustration. My goodness, I see fan art. It makes my heart explode. Thank you, Simon, for doing those. Thank you to Spencer Barron for finding odd books, putting them aside at the Wonder Book and Video, saying, Cliff, we got a new one for you. I come in, pick that up. Thank you so much. Thank you to Doug Grove, gifting us earlier in the year an alien autopsy game. We'll be exploring that in a future segment out in the real world, as we hope to do in 2021. I want to thank Lydia Hadfield, who I believe sent us this adorable space doll that lives on the set. Peering in. Let's see if we can get it in the shot. There it is, right there. Peering in, watching over us all. And of course, we want to thank you, our viewers, everyone who has called in to Strange Times Indeed in 2020. What a memorable first year of the show. If you called in, we cannot thank you enough. Callers, a toast
cheers,
to
callers.
you.
Cheers, viewers.
A toast to the commenters who keep the show going. So nice to hear from you, to see you in the chat, to know you're watching along. And thank you to everybody watching for the first time or so on Facebook, every return viewer on Twitch. Thank you to everyone who's going to tune in an hour over on Instagram.
Happy New Year to our newest follower.
Oh yes, our newest
Silent
follower,
Panda kind of guy.
Silent Panda kind of guy. You joined right as the countdown was hitting, and I could not read your name.
Super exciting time.
So much was happening. Thank goodness nobody else followed or subscribed during those 30 seconds. It would have been a real nightmare for me. Well, anyway, that wraps up our show tonight. I can't thank you all enough for joining. For Strange Times Indeed with Cliff McCallister, I've been Cliff McCallister, the Czar of the Bizarre. Stay strange, terrestrials.
We cut you off a little early, but you know what? Happy New Year anyway.
Hey, that's fine. Happy New Year, you guys.